Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to take a look at my American Sycamore, possibly London Plane Trees. The intention was London Plane Trees, but there is a lot of controversy on the different shapes of the leaves and what they produce and what actually is a plane tree versus a sycamore. Regardless, they were something we saw a lot when we were traveling right before our honeymoon and then on our honeymoon over in Europe, so I fell in love with them, and Laura surprised me with some, like a bare-rooted pair of, not a pair, a bare-rooted group of 6, and right away one didn't do well, and then maybe the 5th died off, so I have a planting of 3 and a planting of 1 left. So we're not actually going to work with these today. I just wanted to show them to you. And I wanted to get some opinions. I have them in a deeper pot for bonsai, and they're taller because they've never been pruned by me. I just let them grow last year and I let them grow this year. But should I prune them back to like here, get some ram, boom, 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 to here, or just let them grow for a few years because, you know, they look good as a pair, a trio, but they're still very young, so I don't know. My thought process going into the season was just let everything grow, but these are way tall compared to everything else, so I don't know. I might be pruning those. But today's topic at hand, I've got huge terracottas that I got for free. They're filled with soil as well. I'll probably change that out. But what am I going to put in them? That's what's coming up in today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, so in a previous video, I got some nice outdoor furniture from a dude moving. Australia to US to Chicago to Miami. That's all in the US, but if you're here, you know that's far ways. And when I got done helping him move, he's like, if I have heavy stuff to move when I'm done and extra stuff to give away, would you be interested in coming back? And I said, hell yeah. So I went back, moved his king bed, a huge couch into the dumpster, and one into the trailer that was moving with him. And he's like, is there anything else you see that you like? So I saw these huge, like these are huge. I don't even know how to show you. Maybe I could do like my leg. All right. So I'm 6 feet tall, so up to my knee is probably, I don't know, 30 inches, almost 3 feet. So they're big. In a nursery, these pots would be very expensive. I'm excited about them. So the dilemma is then, okay, I would like to have 2 trees that are matching, that I could display these with. Like, I always think of when there's twin pots, like a really striking pair on either side of an entryway. So it got me thinking, and y'all know I'm absolutely in love with my hickory topiary style. It was brought up about 4 years ago from one of those steps, and it was just like this gnarly little thing with a tiny little tip with 1 leaf, and it was just like this squiggly little thing, and like literally 1 main root. And I probably don't even have video of it because I was like moving and doing all these things, but it has developed into, like, the bottom part has potential, but it has developed into like one of my favorites. This canopy is just glorious to me. So anyways, that's choice number 1, but I have no matching pair. So anyways, boom, 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 moving right along. Everything's looking quite nice. This is 2 days from the last day of June, so every plant is happy. It's cool enough at night and hot enough during the day to take care of every species. I've thought about these 2 Japanese maples. That would be lovely. All right, so those are matching. But they're already like nice and set in some terracotta pots, very slow growing. I could leave them in there another year or two, repot, do the same thing, and just keep growing. So I don't know about the Japanese maples, but then I thought about one of the ones I haven't upgraded. So this is a black pine that I grew from seed, and I haven't pruned it or touched it at all. This is on its 4th year of growth as well. It looks glorious. You see I have those nice aggressive needles, and then the striking, like on the younger one at least, it's a lighter trunk on the branches. So I just love those. Awesome Japanese black. Nothing like that around here. Okay, so that's another choice. And then I'm pretty much choosing things that are in pots that they don't need to be in anymore. So like they deserve a repot. So I have this awesome birch. It's not quite white at the base yet, but it's starting to get those bumps and the darker reddish hue, which I just love about birches. It's like almost as beautiful as when they get white and have those glorious canopies, but you see those leaves, they're looking very nice. So for its genus, this being a couple years old, this is clearly meant to be a bigger tree. So rather than make it a bonsai, why not make it a topiary style? But it doesn't have a match. What I do have a match of is this avocado, which I grew from a seed. It's been about 3-4 years. You see, very straight trunk. And now I'm starting to develop the canopy, and it sits above a lovely black locust grown from seed. I could probably get in there and prune that bad boy up, but why? It looks great. All right, so that's my goal, is to have a taller tree with the weeping canopy above the same style canopy on a smaller tree with smaller leaves. So that's cool there. And then the other matching one, but not matching, so asymmetrical, but having both avocados, is right here. This bad boy's looking strong. This divided earlier as an avocado. So you see I got the 3 trunks, which is my favorite. And below, I must have potted it up in some soil. You see all these are Delonix regia. All of their leaves, they go down at night or when it's raining. They go to the side when they're catching energy, and they go vertical when they've had too much energy during the day and it's very sunny. So it's a very smart tree. There's 6 of those in there and 1 avocado. So I thought, boom, that planting and those big terracotta. The terracotta pots, they're big, but those are actually thin and light. So even though I have to bring them in the winter, it wouldn't be too rough. So I'm actually going to leave it up to y'all. I have a good group of bonsai broskies and broskas that can advise me, and they let me know, like, oh, well, maybe you should keep it out, or it's a thinner terracotta, probably it's going to break in the winter. I have all these things spinning in my brain, and I don't know. What am I going to put it in? So please leave that in the comments below. If you haven't commented before, like, I always respond. I always either help or I'm happy to get help. So like, this is an intimidating channel. Like, I don't know. If you're new to YouTube, whatever, just leave a comment. Be cool. So tell me what you think. We've got the hickory with that beautiful canopy that we started with, a black pine, a Japanese black pine that has not been pruned ever, that just is like larger than all of its friends that I grew from seed. We have the birch that decided to jump into a pot and has been growing beautifully for a couple of years. And then we have the avocados that offer the challenge of having temperature sensitivity, and I'm in Northwest Connecticut in the United States. So I can move them in. I would prefer to, have the path of least resistance, but y'all let me know. What's your thought process? I haven't decided. But from my family to yours, have a great night and cheers.